Blackbeard knows black magic. That's what we're talking about today. The Grand Line Gazette. We talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. That's Kev. I'm Corey. What if Blackbeard used black magic at Marineford? Okay? We saw him go under the tarp on some old school magic trick stuff. Don't want to cuss too early. On Whitebeard, all of a sudden, his crew takes down the tarp. He has 2 devil fruit abilities. This whole time we've been, how'd he do that? Is it in a ring? Did he eat the heart? Did he have his own devil fruit that looked like the devil fruit that it was, that it absorbed and he ate it real quick? All these are ideas. New idea, because we are post chapter 1150. Blackbeard used black magic under the tarp. Kev?
Yeah, so I want to start off with, because we know the extent of the Gura Gura no Mi. I wonder if this is something very specific to the Yami Yami no Mi. Blackbeard does pull and have a separate dimension that he pulls from. We saw that when he swallowed a city with his abyss fruit, or his darkness fruit, and then threw it back up. So I wonder if there is like a dark magic part of the world that he is able to gain access to.
And I wonder if he can move to the other, and that's why he doesn't sleep, because his consciousness just goes to the other side. I wonder if there is a hell that they are pulling these demons from, that Gunko is in Imu, by extension Gunko is pulling this energy from, where these grimoires are pulling their black magic from. What if he has a duplicate that goes to the underworld when he sleeps? And that's why he doesn't sleep, because he's just awake and he's on the other side and his body's just shut down. That would be wild, because he could, like, you've always had this theory where he's been working with Imu. Well, how could he have a connection with Imu? He could be going to the other side. That's wild.
Yeah. Or, yeah, he could literally be Emu's little puppet. I mean, that's what the warlords were, in a general sense. So having your own warlord amongst the warlords that are specifically yours, that would be kind of, 5-head on Emu's behalf. But and he also has an ability using black hole. Now, to me, I think that'd just be like another way of saying abyss. I mean, that's just personally how
Me too.
I would have said it. So I would really like to see how they connect here. We also got black vortex and things like that. He seems to be very knowledgeable, and the reason I bring up his knowledge is because Oda has said, if these people were like real people, what would their jobs be? And for Teaches, it was archaeologist. So he would be like our historian. He'd be our Robin.
He'd be our Moon
He
Knight.
knows that he knows things about this world that we haven't come across yet. Sulong, he immediately saw it, spotted it, knew exactly what it was. He knew what he was looking for with the Yami Yami no Mi. He seems to know much more than we could ever imagine. So him using Blackbeard or black magic all the way back in Marineford, that would be something crazy. Do you think that we could learn this as far as any magic? Do you think we'll have magic for the Straw Hats?
And I wonder how. Now, I think somebody could learn magic, and I think it's Nami. But that's Robin too, because she already has her Demano form. So she could have learned that over time skip. She could have learned that doing her own research. You know what I mean? Since he is the Robin of his crew. His devil fruit gives him an inclination to be better at black magic, I think. Kind of like Wanda, where now she's not considered a mutant anymore, but before, her mutant power was like, she was like a conduit for like chaos energy. And so she was just like, all right, well, I'll just channel it, and bam, she's like a witch. You know what I mean? That's a big thing Doctor Strange doesn't like about her because he's like, I had to practice. You just siphon it. And so I wonder if it's something like that with Blackbeard, where it's like because he has this devil fruit, he is more likely to be more adept at doing magic, and this is something that he found out doing research on his own, obviously. Or Lafitte.
Mm.
Lafitte
I
looks
would
like
love,
somebody that knows how to do magic.
I would love for him to have his like own little, like all of this just toward Lafitte as well. Instead of Blackbeard knowing black magic, he can know like the base model of magic. But Lafitte being like this ancient sorcerer or some shit, that'd
Like,
go
because
pretty
why
hard
can't
too.
Lafitte's wings turn black? Like, if
Angel magic?
not even like demon magic, Gunko, Emu has black wings.
Hmm.
Like, Lafitte, Lafitte has white wings. Oda specifically doesn't make flying devil fruits, but this guy can fly. What if his devil fruit, he has the Pegasus fruit or whatever? What if he doesn't have that? What if that's another lie that he stated? Like, what if he's like, just like Stussy can grow her wings, what if he can
Mm,
flap his wings and they turn black and he's actually a demon from the underworld or something? I don't know.
that would be kind of crazy. The Pegasus fruit was eaten by the horse, though.
Ah,
Charlotte.
what fruit
But
did you
he
say
does
that?
have white wings, though. He
Yeah,
does have white wings. I do that part is true.
I don't think he's a
Um,
Skypian.
no, and I've had theories where he's actually the pigeon that sits on Lucci's shoulder and shit like that. So who knows? I don't know if that's even legit. But him having black magic, I mean, we don't know much about him yet as far as a past. If we had to pick a couple straw hats that would know magic, I love Nami or Robin. Another one would be Brooke. I think Brooke would go hard with some dark magic. He uses the coldness of hell when he uses his freeze powers. So I think this would go right along with that as well.
It would be very interesting if Blackbeard absorbed Brook and Brook didn't get absorbed. He just navigated through there wherever it was.
He just comes out and just in his soul
He's
fruit,
yeah,
I
he's just in
guess.
his soul like a abyss where there's like houses and buildings and stuff, but they're just on like nothingness. He's like, okay, what's going on over here? Um, Very interesting. And I think this has something to do with Lafitte. Like I said in our chapter 1150 review, all this is dependent on this old school 1950s Looney Tune, uh, old school aesthetic, basically. Where, for instance, Luffy, Tom and Jerry noises. You know what I mean? Um, the devils that we see are like old school devils with the pitchforks and the horn tails. That's a very old concept, like visually. And so this could be that old like 1920s magic show. You got Lafitte with the cane. You know where people do like a bad trick and they pull him off the stage with the cane? Lafitte looks like that kind of person. If this is an old school magic show, the only thing missing is the magic. Blackbeard does the magic. So, um, very interesting. I'm
He
trying.
does look like an old school magician, dude. He's gonna just smack the shit, and like the pigeons are gonna come out of his hat and shit. And,
Whatever gets us to Davy Jones Blackbeard. You know what I mean? That's all I'm worried about. Davy Jones Blackbeard.
I think that would go hard. But you guys tell us what the new introduction with 1150. We're having magic. Do you think this is just going to be emus, or where else would you guys throw in magic in our world? I mean, something that comes to mind is painter stones. Those things seem magical as hell. Like that seems like some witchcraft if I've ever seen shit. Just makes rainbows. What the hell is that?
Yeah, and it's like a soft entry to magic in this arc where they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're mystical things, but oh yeah, also we have grimoires and devil magic and stuff.
We have demons and contracts and actually blood sacrifices. Hey, Brog, I'm gonna need your hand real quick, and then yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if there will always be something that needs to be sacrificed. like Dory's or Broggy's hand with the shotgun. That would be kind of dark. In this instance, we're implying that he probably sacrificed Whitebeard to then steal his devil fruit. And it,
I'm thinking Whitebeard wasn't actually fully dead. Like, he was still there, like, probably barely breathing. And he's like, oh, this is my chance. Bam! Finishing blow. That's live blood. That's live blood.
and that's how like a lot of like some people go is that it's not who does the most damage and who rightfully deserves the kill. It's like, nope, I don't care if you did all the work. I got the kill. I'm the winner. Gold's mine. And it's like, all right, it doesn't work, but all right, that's cool. I still like him eating it. That could be a part of the devil magic as well. That's in many different mythologies where you have to eat human flesh in order to gain the power. It could be an all-encompassing type of thing, and this just be another part of the black magic that we've seen so far.
I agree.
But
You guys let us what you, you guys let us know what you guys think in the comments below. There's a lot to go on with just here. My dog's crying. You guys let us know. We'll be back on the next episode for the next theory. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back next time.
Peace.